Feel Good Breakfast Show indeed. Welcome to Expresso. We're live on screen. On the show, we talk about all things good and we also make sure that we stay informed. This morning, one of the topics on our hearts, Ebola. Although the virus was recognized in 1976, the most widespread epidemic in history is still ongoing. We're talking about Sierra Leone, we're talking about Guinea, Liberia, and efforts to combat this virus is ongoing. Now, a non-profit organization called Right to Care, they are out there and bravely sent 11 South Africans over to Sierra Leone. And this morning, we want to speak to one of those brave workers that are out there making a difference. His name is Ishmael Mbulawa. Good morning, Ishmael, and welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. You're live.
Good morning. It's my pleasure to be on your show.
Ishmael, I have to ask, an initiative to help combat Ebola. You're in Sierra Leone. How did you decide to take part in something like this? Ishmael, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you,
okay,
but you kind of disappearing.
I disappeared. Okay, so my question to you was, why did you go to Sierra Leone to do this in the first place?
This is like one of those times where the whole continent is in need. I mean, it's a humanitarian need. As Africans, they are in need of our contribution. I mean, my dream at the moment is to see West Africa free of Ebola, which means if West Africa is free of Ebola, the whole Africa will be free of Ebola. So it's one of those motives that I was like, you know, look, from my profession side, what contribution should I put on? So it was an easy decision to make based on that.
I'm extremely encouraged by what you're saying because, you know, a lot of us have dreams that surrounds us immediately or even things in South Africa. How does your family feel about the fact that you are going to Sierra Leone?
Honestly speaking, it's something that I have to sit down with them and we have to take it from the origin of the disease up to the current statistics. I mean, and the first question will be based on your safety, but you try to explain how training and secure you'll be when you are there. Because some people, they don't look at Ebola on its own. They look at West Africa as a war zone.
Yeah.
But you kind of look at the current situation of Ebola outbreak and the war. It's like the war has been paused, and at the moment we're looking at the outbreak of Ebola, which for me, I felt like now I would definitely have to put an input on.
Now, we're, of course, very passionate because you're a South African health worker, and here we're sending you, you know, you're being prepared for this journey. How do you prepare? I mean, how do you put yourself out there and not get in contact with the virus? I mean, we can't avoid the fact that people are dying. I mean, 8,626 fatalities already. How do we send you to another country knowing that you'll be safe? What preparation are they doing?
Okay. In this matter, I think I just have to take you back to the procedures. I mean, from the healthcare worker point of view, we developed like a structure that will have to analyze it from point 1 to point 0. I mean, from point A to point Z. I mean, we try also to evaluate and see if there's any potholes in between. This structure, from the beginning, if you're leaving South Africa at the moment, going to West Africa, you got procedures that you have to go through. For example, you have to go through your medical first. Then you have to take your immunization, like your hepatitis B, AIDS, and the yellow fever vaccines, which is a checklist that when you go there you must have. Because I understand Ebola and malaria, they can produce same symptoms. Then doesn't mean when you have such heavy fever, definitely you'll be saying, no, I have Ebola. No, it could be malaria. It could be influenza. So we're trying to make sure that, okay, when you have fever there, we'll be 100% sure, like, is it fever because of flu or because of malaria or is it because of Ebola? Then on your way there, understand, like, we got flights that has been stopped, not operating from other nations going to Sierra Leone. There's specific flights that are monitored by the United Nations that are only going to Sierra Leone. And when you arrive there, there's also a new protocol. I mean, there's no more handshaking and hugging. I mean, there's every kilometer you walk, you find people like doing hand washing. You wash your hands with chlorine water.
Okay.
I mean, this is just precautions that we take. Where you're staying, you'll be staying, let's say, in a room with your own bathroom, your own kitchen. So you're not sharing any facility with anyone. I mean, it's one of the measures that they've taken. So then when you go to work, they have structured their hospitals in a format that, look, here we must have our own way the healthcare workers will report. Then we also have a room where all healthcare workers will be putting on their protective clothing.
Okay, well, you know what? We wish you only the best, Ishma. I mean, it seems like you are prepared and that you're ready. And we wish you only the best. Ishma, they're giving us the lowdown on his trip to Sierra Leone. We just revealed all those statistics to you. We're talking about Ebola this morning, and we wish him only the best. All of South Africa and Africa is behind you indeed, and we hope that you come home safely. Well, there's other news happening on our Feel Good Breakfast show too. Leigh-anne has more.